Stop everything and listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you could completely change your life. Right now, you might feel like nothing is working, like life is against you, like every effort you make ends in disappointment. Maybe you've prayed, hoped, and tried, but still nothing makes sense. What if I told you that everything you are going through right now, the waiting, the heartbreak, the struggle, is actually part of a plan that could change your life forever? And what if I told you that the very moment you feel lost could be the moment that sets the stage for your greatest breakthrough? By the end of this video, you will understand a truth so powerful that it can transform how you see every struggle, every delay, every setback in your life. You will see why what feels like failure is actually protection, why waiting is actually preparation, and why your heartache may be leading you to blessings you cannot yet imagine. But here's the catch. If you turn away now, if you don't pay attention, these lessons could pass you by. What I'm about to share is life-changing, but only for those who are willing to listen, reflect, and open their hearts. This is your life, your journey, your moment, and the choices you make today could change everything. So, stay with me, because what you are about to discover will make you see your struggles, your delays, and your life in a way you never have before. And I promise by the end you will never look at waiting, hardship, or uncertainty the same way again. Trust transforms waiting into peace. Nothing in your life is wasted. Every delay, every heartbreak, every closed door has a purpose that you might not see right now, but Allah sees it all. Sometimes we feel stuck, like we are standing still while the world moves forward. It feels heavy, frustrating, and even unfair. But that stillness is not emptiness. It is a moment of preparation. It is a pause that shapes you, strengthens you, and gets you ready for what is coming. Trust is not about sitting back and doing nothing. Trust is active. It means believing with your whole heart that even when you cannot see a way, Allah is making a way for you. It means letting go of the need to control everything, even the things you think are most urgent. Trust is when you stop asking, "Why me?" and start saying, "You know best, Allah, and I believe in your plan." When you truly trust, waiting stops being painful. Waiting becomes a time to grow. It becomes a time to learn patience, to strengthen your heart, and to prepare your mind for the blessings that are coming. Struggles are no longer meaningless. They are lessons in disguise. Pain is no longer a punishment. It is a teacher guiding you to the life that is waiting for you. Imagine your heart like a seed. It spends time buried underground, hidden in darkness, going through pressure before it grows into a tree that bears fruit. That is your life. That is Allah's timing. Every delay, every hardship, every moment you feel lost is shaping you into someone ready to receive what He has prepared. So instead of feeling restless or hopeless, allow yourself to surrender completely. Let go of your fear, your frustration, and your impatience. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that you are not forgotten. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, Allah is always working behind the scenes. Trust transforms waiting into peace, and that peace becomes your strength, your comfort, and your guide. Allah sees what you cannot. Sometimes life feels confusing. You make plans, you work hard, you give your best, and yet things don't turn out the way you expect. You might feel like the universe is against you, like doors keep closing for no reason, and like your efforts are all in vain. But in reality, there is a wisdom far greater than what your eyes can see. Allah sees what you cannot. Your vision is limited. You see only a small piece of the puzzle, a few steps of the journey. You notice the obstacles, the delays, the moments of pain, but you cannot see the bigger picture, the countless ways Allah is protecting you, guiding you, and shaping your life behind the scenes. What feels like rejection, what feels like failure, may actually be protection from something that would have harmed you. What feels like delay may be preparation for something far greater than you can imagine. Think of a child learning to walk. The child falls many times and feels pain, but the parent knows that each stumble is necessary. Each fall strengthens the muscles, sharpens balance, and builds confidence. You do not understand why the child must fall, but the parent does. Allah is like that parent. Every challenge, every closed door, every moment you feel lost is part of the plan to make you stronger, wiser, and ready for what is coming. The key is trust. Trust does not mean that you understand everything or that you see the reasons behind every delay. Trust means believing that Allah knows best, that He is aware of every struggle, every fear, every tear you shed. He knows the perfect timing for every blessing, the perfect people to meet, the perfect moments to arrive. Even when it seems like nothing is happening, He is always at work, arranging your life in ways that you cannot see. When you hold this truth in your heart, life begins to feel lighter. You start to let go of frustration, you stop questioning every closed door, and you begin to see patience not as waiting, but as preparation. You begin to understand that nothing is wasted, nothing is accidental, and nothing is beyond Allah's knowledge and care. Even when life feels chaotic and uncertain, remember, what you see is only a fragment. Allah sees the beginning, middle, and end. He knows the storms and the sunshine, the struggles and the celebrations, the tears and the laughter that await you. And when the time is right, everything will fall into place. Your patience, your prayers, and your trust will meet the perfect outcome that only Allah could have designed. So when you feel lost, when you feel confused, when you feel like nothing makes sense, pause and remind yourself, Allah sees what I cannot. He knows what I don't know. And because of this, I can rest my heart, trust my path, and move forward with hope, faith, and unwavering confidence that every step is guided, every moment is protected, and every delay is purposeful. Hardships are hidden blessings. Life can feel unfair at times. You work hard, you give your best, and yet difficulties seem to follow you. You pray, you hope, you strive, and still you face struggles, disappointments, and pain. It can be exhausting. You might even ask yourself, why me? Why now? Why does it have to be so hard? But the truth is, every hardship carries a hidden blessing, one that you may not see now, but one that is shaping you in ways you cannot imagine. Hardship is not a punishment, it is a teacher. It is a process that strengthens your heart, sharpens your mind, and deepens your connection to Allah. Every tear you shed is a drop of water nourishing your soul. Every moment of pain is a silent lesson preparing you for a future you have not yet reached. The very struggles you wish didn't exist are actually molding you into the person you are meant to become. Think of it like a diamond. A diamond only becomes beautiful because it is under pressure, because it faces friction and heat. Your struggles are the pressure that reveals your inner strength, your resilience, and your ability to grow. Without challenges, your heart might remain soft, untested, and unprepared for the blessings that await you. Pain has a purpose. Every difficulty is carving you into the version of yourself that can carry the blessings Allah has prepared for you. Sometimes, what feels like a failure is actually a redirection. What feels like loss is actually protection. What feels like a closed door is often an opening to something far greater. You cannot see it now, but Allah knows. He is protecting you from what would have harmed you, guiding you toward what will benefit you, and preparing you for a life filled with purpose, peace, and fulfillment. When you begin to see hardships this way, your perspective changes. You stop resisting them, and instead you accept them as part of your growth. You stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is Allah teaching me through this? You start to realize that every struggle is a stepping stone, every trial is a preparation, and every challenge is a hidden blessing that brings you closer to your purpose. So the next time life feels heavy, when pain feels unbearable, remind yourself, this is not meaningless. This is shaping you. This is preparing you. This is a part of a divine plan that is far beyond your understanding. And when the right time comes, you will see how every struggle was necessary, how every tear was valuable, and how every hardship led to a blessing you never expected but deeply needed. Surrender your control. One of the hardest things we face in life is the desire to control everything. We want to plan our future, arrange our circumstances, and decide exactly how our lives should unfold. We try to force outcomes, push doors open, and hurry moments that are meant to come in their own time. And when things don't go according to our plans, we feel frustrated, anxious, and even defeated. But life is not meant to be controlled by us. Life is meant to be trusted to Allah. Surrendering your control does not mean giving up or being passive. It does not mean stopping your efforts or resigning yourself to fate. Surrendering control means releasing the heavy burden of anxiety, fear, and worry, and placing it into the hands of the one who knows everything, sees everything, and is always working for your good. It is an act of courage because it requires you to let go of the illusion that you are in charge and accept that Allah is. When you truly surrender, life begins to feel lighter. You stop forcing outcomes and stop measuring your worth by results. You begin to understand that closed doors are not failures, but protection. Delays are not denials, but preparation. Pain and setbacks are not punishments, but lessons shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Imagine carrying a heavy suitcase full of fear, doubt, and frustration. Every step you take feels heavier, slower, and more exhausting. Now imagine setting that suitcase down and letting someone you trust carry it for you. That is what surrendering to Allah feels like. You still walk your path, you still take action, but the weight of worry is no longer yours to bear alone. You are free to move forward with peace, faith, and confidence. Surrendering control also opens your heart to guidance, clarity, and opportunities that you would never have seen if you were trying to force everything yourself. When you stop fighting against the flow of life and stop trying to manage what only Allah can manage, you begin to notice doors opening, blessings arriving, and paths unfolding in ways far more beautiful than anything you could have planned. It is not easy. Letting go of control is one of the hardest lessons to learn, but the more you practice it, the lighter your heart becomes. You start to see that trust is stronger than fear, faith is deeper than doubt, and patience is more powerful than frustration. When you surrender, you are not weak, you are aligned. You are not giving up, you are stepping into the peace and wisdom of Allah's perfect plan. So whenever life feels overwhelming, when everything seems uncertain, remind yourself, I do my part, I take action, and I trust Allah to take care of the rest. Let go of control, let go of fear, and let your heart rest in the knowledge that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. In surrender, you find freedom. In surrender, you find peace. In surrender, you find the strength to keep moving forward with faith and hope. Reflect on the past to build trust. Take a moment and think about your life so far. Think about the moments that felt impossible, the times you wanted to give up, the doors that closed when you thought they would open. Now, look back and see where you are today. How many of those moments that felt like failure or loss turned out to be blessings in disguise? How many times did delays lead to something far better than you could have imagined? How many times did what you thought was rejection actually protect you from harm? When you reflect on your past, you begin to see a pattern. You start to realize that life has never left you unprotected, even when you felt alone. Every closed door, every struggle, every painful moment was part of a plan that you could not see at the time. Allah has always been guiding you, shaping your path, and preparing you for what was ahead. Reflection is a powerful tool for building trust. When you remember how far you have come, you begin to trust the journey more. You begin to see that patience and perseverance always pay off, even if the reward does not come in the way you expected. You begin to understand that delays and difficulties are not punishments. They are part of a process that is preparing you for something greater. Think about the times when life felt unbearable, when nothing seemed to go your way. At that moment, it probably felt like you were forgotten, like your efforts were meaningless. But now, looking back, you can see how everything happened for a reason. You can see how those struggles made you stronger, more patient, and more capable. You can see how those delays brought you to a place you could never have reached otherwise. Reflection also helps you see that you are never truly alone. Even when circumstances were difficult, even when doors seemed closed, Even when hope seemed distant, Allah was always with you. He was arranging your life, guiding your steps, and preparing the next chapter that you could not yet see. By remembering the past, you remind yourself of His faithfulness, and your heart begins to trust the present and the future. So whenever you feel uncertain, whenever waiting feels endless, take a step back and reflect. Think about all the times Allah guided you without you even realizing it. Think about all the blessings that came after challenges. Let your past be a reminder that His timing is perfect, that His plan is flawless, and that everything you are experiencing now is part of a journey leading to something beautiful. Reflection transforms doubt into trust. It transforms worry into hope, and it transforms impatience into patience. Your past is not just a memory. It is proof that Allah never fails, that His plan is always perfect, and that your waiting, your struggles, and your efforts are all leading to the best outcome you could ever imagine. Focus on effort, not outcome. So often we get caught up in the results of our efforts. We work hard, we give our best, and then we measure our worth by what we receive in return. We hope for instant success, we want immediate answers, and when things don't happen the way we expect, we feel frustrated, disappointed, or even defeated. But life is not about controlling the outcome. Life is about focusing on your effort and trusting that Allah sees your sincerity, your struggle, and your dedication. Effort is what matters. It is the energy, the intention, and the heart you put into your actions that counts. When you do your best, when you strive sincerely, when you take steps forward with honesty and persistence, you are fulfilling your responsibility. The results, the timing, the blessings, they belong to Allah. He is the one who decides what comes to you and when it comes. Your job is to give your best, not to force the results. Imagine planting a seed. You water it, you care for it, you protect it, and you wait. You cannot rush it to grow. You cannot make it bloom before its time, and you cannot control the conditions it needs. Yet, if you do your part faithfully, the seed will grow in its perfect time. This is how life works. Your efforts are the seeds, and Allah is the one who ensures they blossom into something beautiful. Even if it takes longer than you expect, even if it looks different than you imagined, the outcome will always be perfect for you. Focusing on effort rather than outcome also frees your heart from anxiety and frustration. When you stop worrying about whether you will succeed or fail, you can pour your energy into doing what is right, what is meaningful, and what brings you closer to your purpose. You stop comparing yourself to others, you stop chasing impossible timelines, and you start living fully in the present, trusting that Allah's plan is unfolding exactly as it should. Every small action, every sincere intention, every moment of patience counts. Even your struggles, your mistakes, your setbacks, they are part of your effort. They are proof that you are trying, that you are learning, and that you are moving forward. Allah rewards effort in ways we often do not see immediately, and sometimes the blessings come in forms we could never imagine. So remember, give your best, take action with sincerity, and leave the rest to Allah. Don't measure your success by immediate results. Don't let delays or obstacles make you doubt yourself or His plan. Trust that your effort is never wasted, that your sincerity matters, and that every step you take is part of a bigger plan that only Allah can see in its entirety. When you focus on effort instead of outcome, you find freedom, peace, and confidence, knowing that you are doing your part and Allah will always do His. Prayer is your lifeline. Prayer is more than words spoken. It is the language of your heart, a direct connection to Allah, a lifeline that keeps you grounded when life feels uncertain, when everything around you seems chaotic, when doors close, when plans fail, when waiting feels endless. Prayer becomes your anchor. It is the place where your heart can pour out its fears, its doubts, its hopes, and its dreams, and know that every word is heard. Sometimes we think that prayer is only powerful if we hear immediate answers or see instant results, but prayer is never wasted. Even when it feels like nothing is changing, even when it feels like Allah is silent, every prayer is a seed planted in the unseen. Every prayer carries intention, sincerity, and hope. Every prayer draws you closer, strengthens your heart, and aligns your soul with the divine wisdom of Allah. Think of prayer like a lifeline thrown to a person struggling in the middle of a stormy sea. The person may be exhausted, afraid, and unsure if they will make it. The lifeline doesn't instantly calm the waves or stop the storm, but it gives them something to hold on to, something real, something that connects them to safety. That is what prayer does. It connects your heart to Allah, even when the storms of life are raging around you. Through prayer, you learn patience, you learn hope, and you learn trust. You learn to surrender your fears and place them in the hands of the one who knows better than you do. Prayer allows you to speak freely, to release your burdens, and to seek guidance for paths that may be unclear. It reminds you that you are never alone, even when life feels heavy, even when the future seems uncertain, and even when answers seem delayed. Prayer is also a mirror to your heart. The more sincere and consistent your prayers are, the more you begin to notice the subtle ways Allah is working in your life. You start to see answers in unexpected moments, guidance in quiet whispers, and blessings in forms you could not have imagined. Even delays and difficulties become bearable because you are holding onto the lifeline, trusting that Allah is responding in His perfect way and timing. Never underestimate the power of heartfelt prayer. It is your voice reaching the one who never forgets, never ignores, and never fails. No tear, no sigh, no word of genuine hope is ever lost. Prayer is not just a ritual, it is your connection, your comfort, your guidance, and your shield. When you make prayer your lifeline, your heart is no longer weighed down by doubt or fear. It is lifted by trust, hope, and certainty that every moment, every struggle, and every waiting period is part of a divine plan that is unfolding perfectly, even when you cannot see it yet. So, when life feels heavy, when waiting feels endless, when nothing seems to make sense, turn to prayer. Speak to Allah openly, honestly, and with your whole heart. Pour out your worries, your fears, your desires, and your gratitude. And then listen not just with your ears, but with your heart for the quiet answers, the hidden guidance, and the reassurance that He is always with you, always listening, and always responding in ways that are best for you. Accept the pause as divine preparation. Sometimes life feels like it has come to a complete stop. You are waiting for answers, waiting for doors to open, waiting for the next step, and it feels like nothing is happening. You look around and wonder why things are delayed, why your efforts are not showing results, why the timing is not right. But these pauses, these moments of waiting, are not meaningless. They are not empty. They are a part of divine preparation, carefully designed by Allah to shape you into the person you are meant to become. The pause is where transformation happens. It is in the quiet moments, the stillness, and even the frustration that your heart is being strengthened, your character is being refined, and your soul is being prepared for the blessings that are coming. Just like a seed needs time underground, away from the light, to grow strong roots before it can blossom, you too need this time to build inner strength and resilience before stepping into the next chapter of your life. It is natural to feel restless during pauses. We want to see progress, to feel results, to know that our efforts are paying off. But waiting is not a sign that things are not working. Waiting is a sign that something greater is being arranged, something far better than you could have planned, something perfectly timed for your life. What you perceive as delay may actually be protection from harm, guidance towards something better, or preparation for a blessing that you cannot yet imagine. During these pauses, it is important to reflect, to pray, and to trust. Use this time to connect deeply with your heart, to strengthen your faith, and to prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Ask yourself, am I ready for what is coming? Am I patient enough to receive the blessing in its perfect timing? Am I trusting Allah completely, even when the waiting feels unbearable? The pause is also a reminder that you are not in control. And that is a good thing. Life does not depend on your timing or your understanding. It depends on Allah's wisdom, which is far greater than anything you can imagine. By accepting the pause, you release the pressure of rushing, forcing, or worrying. You allow yourself to be molded, shaped, and aligned with what Allah has planned. You turn waiting into a sacred part of your journey, a period of preparation that equips you for what is coming next. Every tear, every sigh, every moment of uncertainty during the pause is meaningful. Allah is watching, guiding, and preparing your path. And when the right time comes, everything will fall perfectly into place, the doors will open, the blessings will arrive, and the struggles will make sense. You will look back and see that the pause was not wasted, that it was a necessary part of your journey, and that it was shaping you into exactly the person needed for the life He had prepared. So, when life feels like it has slowed down, when waiting feels endless, when nothing seems to make sense, remind yourself, this pause is divine preparation. Trust it, embrace it, and allow it to strengthen your heart, sharpen your mind, and ready your soul for what is coming. Everything is unfolding in perfect timing, even if you cannot see it yet. And when the moment arrives, you will understand why the pause was necessary, why the waiting was worth it, and why Allah's timing is always perfect. So now, after everything we've discussed, here's the truth I want you to carry with you. Life's delays, struggles, and uncertainties are not signs that you are forgotten. They are part of a plan that is perfectly designed for you. Every tear, every heartbreak, every closed door is shaping you, protecting you, and preparing you for the blessings you cannot yet see. Your patience is not wasted, your prayers are never unheard, your efforts are never overlooked. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, Allah is always working behind the scenes, guiding you, protecting you, and preparing the next chapter of your life. Remember, your waiting is sacred, your struggle is meaningful, and your journey is leading to something far greater than you can imagine. Trust His timing, surrender your fears, and hold on to faith. Take this with you. You are never alone. You are never abandoned. Every moment, every challenge, and every pause has a purpose. And when the time is right, everything will fall into place perfectly, beautifully, and in ways that will make you grateful that you trusted the process. So go forward with your heart open, your faith strong, and your trust unwavering, because what is coming for you is far bigger, far better, and far more beautiful than anything you could have planned. And never forget, the same Allah who has guided you this far will continue to guide you all the way to the life you were meant to live.